Today is Thursday, September 20th, 1990. Our champion, Larry Caplan, is 2 steps away from an ultimate challenge worth $58,000. This is a communications manager, Susan Lendroth. And this is a physician, Dr. Joel Kahn. Larry is the champion. Susan and Joel, you are the challengers. And now, here is your master of the challenge, Dick Clark.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Don Morrow, and welcome once again to the challengers. Susan and Joel are the anxious parties to knock you off the throne. Larry, you've only been there once. Don't take it personally. We'll give you all a chance on it, and as everybody knows, any player that wins 3 games in a row will have a shot at our ultimate challenge, which is now grown to $58,000. Very nice numbers. Good luck to all of you in just a moment. I'll reveal the categories for the first half of our play, but first of all, we have what we call a sprint round, and let me explain how it works. We have a minute up on the clock. I'll fire a lot of questions at you as quickly as my little tongue can roll along over the teeth, and you will get these questions, and if you do, you get $100 for a correct answer. And if you're wrong, it's $100 deducted. And of course, a lot of these questions in the sprint round and in the main game come right out of today's news, from the headlines, from TV, from radio, magazines, whatever. The player with the most money, when the time runs out, will have the first selection from the category board. So if you're all set, get ready, and we'll set the clock for 1 minute, please. And we will begin. Prince Charles just underwent surgery for an arm injured while playing what sport? Larry?
Polo.
Polo's right. Your name is Ann Richards. You're running for governor of Texas. What's your political, Joel?
Democrat.
Democrat, right. Name the Belgian city that serves as worldwide headquarters. Larry?
Brussels.
For NATO is correct. The blockbuster biblical film Ben-Hur was just re-released. Who starred in it? Larry?
Charlton Heston.
Correct. To Supreme Court appointee David Souter, home is a town called Weir. In what state, Larry?
New Hampshire.
Right. If you wanted an update on the Persian Gulf, call Brent Scowcroft in the White House. Larry?
National Security Advisor.
He is that indeed. Name the Japanese automaker who sells a line of cars under the name of Acura. Joel?
Honda.
Correct. The great red spot may be losing color on this. Joel?
Jupiter.
Correct. Name the woman who wrote the book The Feminine Mystique. Larry?
Gloria Steinem.
No. Anybody else? Time's up. Betty Friedan. Which chemical element is known by the symbol K? Larry, the time is up, but we'll take your answer if you've got it.
Potassium.
Correct. All right. You've run off with it there. You picked up $500. Joel, Susan, don't worry about the fact you're not on the board. It's going to change, I guaranteed. And we've opened a personal account for you at Citibank, a Visa account, and the money you earn today will be deposited in that account. All of the cash you earn, all of the benefits that go with that account are yours to keep. And if you're ready to play the game, let's go to the categories. Here they are over here. We've got some of them up, not all of them. There they are. The date, September 20th. Meet the Lewises, current funnies, all about jazz. The name's the same, and TV this weekend. The control of the game is yours, Larry, so if you will, select the first one.
Let's try the date, September 20th.
All right. Let's check them out. The first question worth $150 is 1990, 1976 is 200, and 250 is 1519. And remember, the higher the value of the question, the tougher it's going to be. You've got a personal electronic keyboard over there in front of you. If you will, secretly lock in your choice and wager now. All right, 2 of you are going for the 1976 question, Joel and Susan. If you'll put your hands on the buzzers, we'll turn to Larry in a second. For $200, on this date in 1976, the Today Show revealed that a prominent public figure had admitted that he looked on a lot of women with lust. Name it. Joel?
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. That statement was later published in a Playboy interview. And Larry, you have a $250 challenge here. On this date, in 1519, a Spanish explorer set out on the high seas to try to become the first sailor to circumnavigate the globe. Name him.
Magellan.
Ferdinand Magellan is right. We're off to a flying start. Larry, you still maintain control of the board. Which one?
All about jazz.
All about jazz. The $150 question deals with hip talk. Hot singers is 200 and royalty is 250. Please select the one you want to wager on. Oh, I was hoping we get a 3-way race there. The gentlemen are going for the royalty question in a moment. Susan, yours is hot singers. Name the sultry jazz singer who co-wrote the classic song, God Bless the Child. Her name was Billie Holiday. All right, gentlemen, step up here for $250. The American band at the 1957 command performance for Queen Elizabeth was led by a jazz artist who was also sporting a noble name. Name him, Larry.
Count Basie.
Count Bill Basie is right. All right, Larry's ahead with $1,000, and this whole scheme is going to change in a moment or two as we return for some more of the challenges. By the way, today is the first day of the International Banana Festival in where else but Fulton, Kentucky. On this day, believe it or not. It's true. We'll be right back. Susan, what can I say? There's a minus $200 on the thing. There's a fly flying around your podium. What can I do to make you happy?
Give me money.
Judge, bring that up right now. I was told to ask you about the Planetary Society. I don't know what that is.
Well, it's a space interest group, the largest one in the world, and we are an advocacy group for the exploration of the solar system.
Nice to have you with us. Larry, you have spare time activities that I should know about?
Well, when I'm not practicing up by reading the local newspaper front to back, I'm playing tennis or golf or going to the movies or even juggling to try to break the pressure.
I wonder you have a vast residue of knowledge up in that head of yours. Joel, you're a doctor of what?
Emergency medicine.
Ooh, wow. You're used to stress?
Yeah, this stress is a little bit different, though. But...
Yeah, it is indeed. I kind of think that yours is a tad more important. We're just talking about fun and money and silly games, and at the moment Larry's ahead. You got half of what he's got, 500, and poor Susan over there. We got to do something about that, my dear. Coming up in a moment. Larry, you take the choice of these. We have Meet the Lewises, Current Funnies, the name's the same, and TV This Weekend. What's your pleasure?
Let's try TV this weekend.
All right, let's check out the $150 question. We've got specials, season premieres, and TV movies for $250. Select the one you'd like to play and wager now, if you would. All right, season premieres and TV movies over there. A $200 question for Susan and Joel. Step up to the buzzer there, if you will, for $200. On Saturday, you can catch the season premiere of an ABC series about the youthful horsemen of the Pony Express. Name the series. Susan?
Young Riders.
Young Riders is right. All right, that helps clean the board at least. You're even with everybody. Larry, for $250, this Sunday, CBS presents a TV movie about Leona Helmsley, titled The Queen of Mean. A former Bob Newhart co-star plays the title role. Name that actress.
Suzanne Plachette.
You are correct, sir, for $250. You still control the board. If you'll pick the one, we'll go with it.
Meet the Lewises.
Meet the Lewises. Let's check them out. For $150, we have Sherry Lewis, Richard Lewis, and Huey Lewis. Good combination of Lewises. From $150 to $250. Time to bet. All right, gentlemen, you'll be going for the Huey Lewis question in a moment. Susan, for $150. Look to the video wall, and let me get a picture up there so you can look at it, if I may. All right, now, this is Sherry Lewis and her favorite co-star. Name that puppet, Susan.
Lamb chop.
Lamb chop is right, for $150. Gentlemen, for $250, a question between you now. Huey Lewis and the News were nominated for an Academy Award for the song Power of Love, which was featured in a hit movie starring Michael J. Fox. Name it. Larry.
Back to the Future.
You're right, sir, for $250. And we'll be back in just a moment with the second half of the game. You know what the story is. We're going to double the value of the questions, and it'll all turn upside down right after this.
All news and current events questions are verified by Newsweek magazine. And now, back to the challengers.
Susan, you're at $150. Joel, you're at $500. And look at Larry sitting there with $1,500. A couple of wins here, and you're 2 ways of 3 out of trying for 80. What is it now? 57. I reversed the figure. Give you another $30,000 just for the heck of it, Larry. $57,000 in the offing. We're about ready to start the second half of play. We'll double the values of all of our questions, and these are the 6 categories you'll be playing with. Larry will make the selection. We've got They Lost Their Heads, Ho, 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 From Sea to Shining Sea, today's bestsellers, Oaths and Covenants, and comedy teams. And Larry, once again, it's up to you to make the choice.
Let's try From Sea to Shining Sea.
From Sea to Shining Sea. For $300, we have The Dead. For 4, The Med, and The Red for $500. A medley of C's there. Select one and place your wager. All right, 2 med questions coming up for Joel and Susan, if you will. Put your hand on the buzzer for $400. Give me a straight answer on this. Which straight connects the Mediterranean Sea with the Atlantic Ocean? Joel?
Gibraltar?
Strait of Gibraltar is correct for $500. Larry, if you travel south for the 1,400-mile length of the Red Sea out into the open water, into which ocean would you be sailing?
Into the Indian Ocean.
You know your geography. You're right for $500. Larry, the 5 choices left.
They lost their heads.
All right, let's see what we have here. The $300 question deals with the Headless Horseman, Marie Antoinette, and John the Baptist. $300 to $500. It's time to bet. All right, let's see. Does everybody go for a different one? Yes, I believe you all get a question this time. Susan, we'll start with you for $300. Many people refer to Washington Irving's classic story as The Headless Horseman, but its real title is The Legend of what?
Sleepy Hollow.
You're right, for $300. Joel for $400. Prior to losing her head during the French Revolution, Queen Marie Antoinette was supposedly told that the country people had no bread. According to the story, what was her reply?
Let them eat cake.
That's what she said, purportedly. For $500, Larry, according to the familiar story, John the Baptist was beheaded at the request of King Herod's stepdaughter. Who was that wicked woman?
Salome.
You are right for $500. Everybody got the right answer. 4 questions left
Try
of us.
oaths and covenants.
Oaths and covenants for $300. Check them out. We've got medical, political, biblical. $300 to $500 questions this time. Please select one and wager. We have 2 political questions, gentlemen. If you'll wait for a moment, it'll be Larry and Joel. We'll take care of Susan first for $300. The medical question. An ancient physician known as the father of medicine is honored in the name of the traditional medical oath. Name this ancient physician.
Hippocrates.
You are right. The Hippocratic Oath was named for him, and you've won $300. Larry and Joel for $400. When George Bush was sworn in as President of the United States, the oath was administered by the Chief Justice. Larry?
William Rehnquist.
That is correct for $400. Ho, ho, ho. Today's bestsellers and comedy teams, Larry.
Comedy teams.
Comedy teams. Check them out. For $300, we've got Cheech and Chong. For 4, Abbott and Costello. And for 5, oh, now that's cruel. That's who. In any case, that's a choice. Where do you want to go? 2 of you went for the Yankees. Larry and Joel, stand by. We'll take care of Abbott and Costello. Susan for $400. In the classic routine, we all know who's on first and what's on second. Who's on third? She's running the whole skit there. You want another couple of minutes to work on it? I don't know is on third.
No, should have just answered.
All right, guys. Larry and Joel for $500. The boss of the Yankees has been ejected from the field, the stadium, and the game by order of the Commissioner of Baseball. Name the Commissioner, Larry.
Fay Vincent.
Yes, sir. You got it. Right under the gun. 2 of them left.
Today's bestsellers.
Today's bestsellers for $300. We have fiction for 4, autobiographies for $500, paperbacks. It's time to bet. All right, gentlemen, if you'll wait a minute, you 2 will be going for autobiographies. Susan, your fiction question for $300. The #1 book last week was written by the same author who wrote the bestsellers Bloodline and Rage of Angels. Name him.
Sidney Sheldon.
You're correct for $300. I beg your pardon, for $400, gentlemen. This comedian once wrote a golf humor book, and now he's on the best. Well, you both knew the question. Larry?
It was Bob Hope.
That's right. Don't Shoot, It's Only Me is on the bestseller list for Bob Hope. Larry, we only have 1 question left, so I guess I don't have to ask you which one you'd want to play.
Oh, I'd like ho-ho-ho.
Yeah, I sure hope so. Otherwise, I'm in a lot of trouble. The first one is Plant Those Flowers. The second one, worth $400, is Grow Those Vegetables. And Pick That Fruit for $500. It's time to bet right now. All right, 2 of you going for the $300 question. Susan and Larry, put your hand on the buzzer. A tall, colorful flower with a spicy fragrance takes its name from the Italian word flesh. It's often used as a buttonhole adornment. Name it. I think the buzzer, the time was up.
He was not in time.
I beg your pardon?
He was not in time.
Not in time. I'm sorry. The answer was carnation. Would you have known that or not?
I was glad I was not in time.
You're glad you didn't get in. All right. Where do we stand now? $500 question for you, Joel. One type of large melon, which has a delicious, thick yellow flesh, takes its name from the Turkish city from which it was brought in 1871. Name it. the cassava melon. All right, there you go, and that means it's a wrap for this portion. That sound tells us we're ready to move into our final challenge of the day. Now, in this round, you're going to be able to wager any or all of your monies in your account on one final question of your choice. The player making the highest wager will also get to answer that question. If you're ready, this is the final challenge of the day, and it is the United Nations today. Now, we're going to post odds on the questions, and the higher the odds, the more difficult the question will be. Here are the questions. The first one at even odds deals with officers. Double the odds is agencies, and triple the odds, decisions. You're going to have 15 seconds now to select your question. Make your final wager of the day. A reminder that you're betting with your own money, so you want to wager very carefully. The challenge is yours. All right, Larry's got a lot of money up there, and all of our players have locked in their choices. Susan, we're going to start with you. You have $650. It's all yours to do with as you please. What have you decided to do?
Well, I'm just going to wager 50 on officers.
Play it very safe, all right, at even odds. And Joel, let's skip over to you. You've got $800. That's practically in your pocket. It's certainly in your account. How do you want to play it?
I went for 700 on decisions.
All right, that's triple the odds. Would you punch it in, sir, so I can see it? And there we go, $700 at triple the odds. And Larry, it's up to you. There's old money buckets over there with $3,800. How are you going to play it? Close to the vest, or you're going to get real loose?
Extremely conservative. 500 on agencies.
All right, let's put it in there and see how we go. It looks to me like everybody's going to get a question in the final round. So we have officers, agencies, and decisions. We'll be back in just a moment.
If you'd like to become a contestant on the Challengers, please call area code 818-562-1620. Back to the final challenge, and here's your host, Dick Clark.
All right, in half a second, we're going to play that final challenge. And remember that the money our players accumulate in their accounts has a very special value. Don, if you will.
Yes, sir, Dick. All of today's players receive their winnings in a Citibank Visa account. They get all the distinct benefits and exclusive service that only Citibank provides.
All right, remember, players, you can do anything you want with the money in your account, including converting it to cash. The final challenge category is the United Nations today. And Larry, you've got this thing in the bag. You've got 2 wins under your belt. What it remains now is for the other players to get as much money as they can. So we're going to be rooting for them all the way. Susan, you gambled $50 of your $650, and if you get it, it's a $700 win. Even odds, we're dealing with officers. When the current Secretary General of the UN, Javier Pérez de Cuellar, took office, he replaced an Austrian who had held the post for 10 years. For $700, name that former Secretary General.
I'm just blanking here. I know it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Kurt Waldheim. And I was in the bag, and well...
Names I wanted to say.
Well,
Not a
you
W, but...
played it just right. In that case, it didn't cost you an awful lot of money. For double the odds then, Larry, you hold on for a second. Let's take care of Joel first off. He bet 7 of his $800. We can just hope that you add a great deal to it, giving you a grand total of $2,900. The UN Security Council last month agreed upon a plan which will promote free elections in hopes of ending the decade-old war in the country, also called Kampuchea. For $2,900, name the country.
Cambodia.
You are right, sir, for $2,900. Nice play. Well, as I said, Larry, you played it close to the vest. There's no reason to take any chances. You got this thing all locked up. You'll be back again tomorrow to possibly hit us for a great deal of money. Today, it won't be just pocket change. It could be $4,800. The UN last week announced it will develop a multi-purpose single-dose children's vaccine to be sponsored by the UN agency, which since 1948 has helped set up medical services in developing nations. For $4,800, name that agency.
UNESCO.
No, sir, it's the World Health Organization. You haven't hurt yourself at all. You have still got the shot tomorrow of going against a couple of new competitors. And if you win it, you'll have won 3 in a row and go for $59,000. We'll see you tomorrow. For now, Dick Clark. So long.
Hello, everyone. I'm Pete Wilson, and here's what we're planning for News Center 4 at 6 o'clock tonight. You'll probably want to know how the newly approved $29 million in transit funds will be divided up. We'll let you know exactly how the Bay Area commute will be affected. Plus, Target 4, a special report on 900 numbers, what one consumer group calls unfair at any price. Those stories and more. Join us, News Center 4 at 6.
It's fast-paced. It's unpredictable. It's trump card.
Weekdays at 4:30 after the Challengers.
This is Don Morrow speaking. The Challengers is a Ron Greenberg production in association with Dick Clark Productions.